Hello, everyone. Hello, this is Ragivah Mahdi, aka just M. People call me M. I'm the CEO of the Soul Focus Group, and I'm also a super coach. I'm one of the pioneers in the life coaching business. Been in practice for over 30 years. And this morning, I want to talk to you about how to become how to become spiritually powerful. You know, that's something that a lot of us are seeking to achieve now because we are waking up to the reality that there's more to life than this. It's more to life than this car, more to life than the house, more to life than, how much money you have in the bank. We're beginning to realize that happiness and fulfillment is the result of something spiritual, meaning it's the result of something unseen. I want you to know that there are more things in life that are unseen than there are seen. And everything that you do see now is the direct result of something you could not see at one point in time. Take, for example, the airplane. At one point, the airplane did not exist. It was just an idea in somebody's mind. An idea is a spiritual thing. I know sometimes we like to call it intellectual, but the reality is an idea is a spiritual thing. It's a spiritual thing. The thoughts you're having in your mind right now about how you're processing what I'm saying are spiritual things because they're unseen. Just keep that in mind. So when we say spiritual, we're talking about, first of all, something that exists in the unseen realm, a realm whereby you have to feel it, perceive it, be in touch with it from the inside out. So spirituality is an inside out experience. It's not an outside in experience. So anytime you feel something spiritual, like when you see people go to church and they get happy on the spirit, as we used to say back in the day, that is an inside out experience. Now, here's what they may not be aware of. They feel and have been taught to believe that what they are experiencing is coming from the outside in. It's really not. It is the result of their own interpretation, their own perceptions, their own view of life, and more importantly, their beliefs about life and a belief about why things are happening to them that is generating the spiritual experience. All right. So you may not know this, but it's important that you do know. Everybody is in their own world. I'm going to say it again. Everyone is in their own world. And you say, well, M, why would you say such a thing? Because experiences are like snowflakes. They are one of a kind. You only have them once. There's no such thing as really reoccurring experiences. There's really such a thing as you going through the same thing over and over again, but that don't necessarily make it an experience. Going through something does not make an experience. When you accept it fully, when you accept something for what it is, it becomes an experience, a part of your being, a part of your whole reality. So an experience is something that we ourselves tailor. Let me give you an example. So imagine two people in the airplane seems like it's gonna crash, right? And everybody on the plane is frightened that they're gonna lose their lives. And then the plane doesn't crash, everybody is saved. After that event, because I want you to see that as an event. That is an event. So after that event, people make up their minds about certain things. They come to certain conclusions. They have certain perceptions. They have certain beliefs about what it means to have gone through that near-death experience. So one person concludes that it's time to start living, that they've been putting off their life for too long. Now is really time to let go and start experiencing what life is really all about. The other one has a completely different interpretation. They interpret it as, it is time for me to get my policies together. It's time for me to make sure my life insurance is paid up, make sure that everything that I need to get done is done in terms of getting ready for the end time of their life. They both went through the same event, but they both created a totally different experience from that same event. Now, some people would say that's technicality. No, life is about technicality. That's the reason why We always say the devil is in the details, and I would say not just the devil, God is in the details too. See, we have a tendency to not pay attention to the details because we're in a hurry and impatient. And there's no way to become powerfully spiritually if you're impatient and you're always in a hurry. Because if you're always in a hurry and you're always impatient, that means you're not exercising faith, you're not exercising trust. The things that belief channels, right? Because belief is channeling your trust and your faith into something that you want to have manifest. So your beliefs show up in your experiences. Like when you look at a person's experiences, and not look at them, but when they share their experience with you, what they are sharing with you is what they believe. And what their belief did is channel their faith and their trust and confidence into something. That's what belief is. It's a channeling, a spiritual tool that channels trust, faith, and confidence into something that we want to have manifest. So how to become powerfully spiritually? Well, the first thing I would say is that you have to transform what you believe. Because what you believe is at the center of your experiences. What you believe is at the center of your life. What you believe is at the center of the unseen things that are unfolding around you. What you believe is everything. If you don't change what you believe, then nothing will change. I'm going to say it again. If you don't change what you believe, nothing will change. And get this, here's the beautiful thing about beliefs. No one can get you to believe anything you don't want to believe. So beliefs are all self-created. Even if it's something that's been pumped into our brain as a child over and over again, we still have to, at some point, come to the conclusion ourselves that this is real. We have to, in other words, we have to buy into it. If we don't buy into it and start believing it, then it can't live in our spiritual realm, right? So every great spiritual master would tell you that becoming powerfully spiritually begins with transforming your beliefs. You got to have powerful beliefs to be powerful spiritually. Because I'm going to tell you something, the average person believes too small. You got to believe bigger, bolder, and brighter. I'm saying you got the things that we have been believing has been so small and it's been so insignificant to the whole grand scheme of things, and we've gotten caught up in little bitty things when we are exponentially large internally. We are so large that we could never, in our lifetime, we could never exhaust the totality of who we are. Now, there's more in you than there's outside of you. Now, here's the second thing I would say to you too, how to become powerfully spiritually. You got to stop looking for authority figures outside of yourself to give you permission to be who you are. There is no power outside of yourself that can give you authority to do what you've come here to do. All the authority to do what you come here to do is inside of yourself. And you have to start believing in it, channeling your trust, your faith, and your confidence in the fact that you are the authority in your life. Now, I know some people be like, well, what about God? Well, you think God exists? That you and God are one. Stop thinking of yourself, which would be number 3. Stop thinking of yourself as being a separate entity from God. The life that you have is God's life. It's only one life. We are all manifestations, unique manifestations of one God. You have never been separate from God. Stop seeing and thinking of yourself as such. And if you could start believing and knowing that you are one with God, stop talking about God as if it's something separate from you, as something outside and out of space, because God isn't in everything, everywhere, because God is everything and everybody, everywhere. So if you lean into that, right, lean into that. Here's the fourth thing I want to give you. If you really want to become spiritually powerful, you have to start believing this, that everything is working in your favor. I want you to repeat that 1,000,000 times to yourself until it gets so deep into your subconscious, you're hearing it like an echo of a ghost inside your brain. Everything is working in my favor. What that's going to do is train your brain and your mind to work the way you want it to work. That it's a brain exercise to get your mind to focus on showing you and proving to you that things are working in your favor. Fifth thing, last thing, you got to start believing that you deserve to have it good all the time. Repeat after me. I deserve to have it good all the time. I deserve to have it good all the time. I deserve to have it good all the time. You're on your way to becoming spiritually powerful. I'm M, CEO of the Soul Focus Group, super coach, and I love you, and nothing you could do about it. Peace.